have before me here a lottery ticket. Now, if I were to win this, I would stand to earn a fortune. Every single financial problem in my life would disappear basically overnight. In reality, this piece of paper that I have here is fucking worthless. Why? Well, the thing is, lottery tickets are called an idiotax for a reason. The chances of you actually winning are tiny, and as a consequence, you're just wasting your money. However, to succeed, you do need lottery tickets. You don't quite know how or when a lightning strike will happen. Say, for example, with these videos, I'm mainly using them as a means to advertise my writing projects and the like. And as a consequence, what I do to produce them is first produce the video, then rip the audio, transcribe the audio, and at the end of the day, I have a video, I have a podcast, and an article which I can post very widely. And as a consequence, I don't know which of the three things will work, but I have increased my chances. I don't know when lightning strike will strike, but I bring as many lightning rods as I can possibly bring to the occasion.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god!
So that is how you maximize your chances of success. You are open to the possibilities, and to a certain extent, that is what successful people do. Very rarely will you hear about someone who just happened to succeed on the first time that they attempted something. Like Napoleon, we're very well aware of that. There's the story that whenever his field marshals would bring a new potential general to him, he would patiently listen to his field marshals, listen to all the magnificent characteristics that this man had, and then he would say, well, that's all fine and well, but is the man lucky? And to a great extent that seems like a bizarre phrase. I mean, this is a man who basically from an impoverished third-rate aristocrat rose to the occasion to become the most powerful man in Europe, in the world at that particular point in time. And he is asking whether someone is lucky. The thing is, Napoleon was very well aware of the role that luck plays in our life. He viewed it as a byproduct of genius, as an ability to be honed. He actually used the phrase, "All great events hang by a hair. I believe in luck, and the wise man neglects nothing which contributes to his destiny." And that is the nature of success, at least according to Napoleon. Now, of course, there are types of success, types of luck that aren't really dependent on the individual. Say, for example, whether you were born in the right family, in the right time, in the right place, you can't control that. But time is the ultimate meritocracy. What do I mean by that? Well, studies actually suggest that the vast majority of people who end up winning the lottery actually go broke in under a decade. Why? Because they didn't have the capacity to be able to be rich. Same happens with those who are born rich. There's a very good book called The Millionaire Next Door, which suggests that millionaires become millionaires in a generation or less, and that fortune is lost within a generation or two. Yes, there is the random throw of the dice. There is the type of luck where, say, if you play Russian roulette, doubtful that there's any degree of skill involved. But if you're open to opportunities, if you're willing to be flexible in how you approach life, if you're willing to forego conventional notions, then that is how you achieve success. For example, I got into university despite the fact that I didn't have the proper grades, because I was always a bit of a rebel when it came to academic success. I got into university. I managed to live in Europe because I wrote a letter to the head of my potential school. And through that letter, I actually managed to convince him to give me a chance. Same thing happened when I finished university and I had to find a job. I actually know down to the number how many applications I sent. Over the course of the year after university, I sent 868 applications, and thus I threw myself at it. And that's when I wrote Cavemen with Smartphones. So where I was unemployed, where I was bumming around with what little savings I had, I was able to utilize it both to write a book that I am very proud of, and I also managed to send an inordinate amount of applications. Nowadays, if I hear someone complain about the fact that they've applied to 100 jobs or a dozen jobs and not gotten an interview, I just laugh internally, because I had to overcome the fact that there were times where I actually got an interview and it lasted less than 30 seconds, because after I said that I needed a visa, they just hung up on me. This happened on more than one occasion. I was unlucky there, but I was very lucky in getting a job that fit the criteria that I wanted. But that only happened after 868 approaches. Same thing happened when I was trying to get good with girls. I used to be very socially awkward. I used to not have any social abilities whatsoever. And I also kept track of all that because I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not interested in the success of any one circumstance. And that is the thing. Through failure came experience. And with experience, I started to understand the underlying rules, the underlying procedures that guaranteed my success. And I think that is what is needed to succeed. You need to have a hard skin to be able to withstand the failures that are inevitable and chug through them. Try things that society doesn't expect you to do. If you follow the tried and true method, you will get average results. If you try your own path, then the end destination is whatever you make of it. Thank you.